Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video with me, the random guy on the internet. Now, let's talk about the characteristics of waves. My handwriting is terrible. So, waves, we talked about it in a previous video, alright? Basically, waves are a disturbance that causes energy to ripple around, alright? And then, of course, there's the mediums, mechanical waves, and electromagnetic waves, One doesn't need a medium, one absolutely does need it. So, okay, now let's talk about characteristics, alright? It has 4 basic minimums for all waves, alright? It doesn't matter if you're magnetic, electromagnetic, mechanical. If you're a wave, these are your bare minimum requirements, alright? You have to have a wavelength, a frequency, an amplitude, and your speed, alright? So, even with waves, speed matters, alright? Now this is a little handy diagram of a wave. Let's adjust the camera so you can see it a little bit better. There. I don't know how much you see. Alright, so that much, that's a wave, right? Let's just assume that it is. Wavelength is this. This is the wavelength. Wavelength A, alright? Wavelength is basically a distance between 2 neighboring waves, alright? It goes so you can say that this is like a centimeter worth of wavelength, right? A centimeter wavelength. So basically that's the wavelength. It's the distance between 2 complete neighboring waves. Right? It has to be complete. It can't be just like incomplete. That's just wrong. And of course we've got frequency. Frequency is basically either this or this. Let's see if you can see it. Yep, you can definitely see it. So this is, let's say, F and F squared, because frequency squared, get it? So frequency is, well, the distance from the top of the wave to the resting position. Alright, the resting position is basically like nothing is really happening. It's still, no disturbances. It also counts from the bottom. It goes down, has to go back into the middle to go back up. So that's frequency. Now we have wavelength and frequency. Now we've got amplitude. Amplitude, well, let's say this little circle here is E. Then you answer E, amplitude. So E is basically the number of complete waves. Just like with a wavelength and frequency, it has to be complete. So the amplitude is the number of complete waves passing through a certain point in a certain amount of time, right? Basically, let's say, a certain point is like this point, and then a wavelength travel through it. And let's say that, 500 wavelengths travel through that frequency in about a minute. Pretty fast, am I right? And last but not least, we've got speed. Speed is, the distance, sorry for the awkwardly long pause, it's the distance that these waves travel in about a unit of time. Let's say seconds to be exact, alright? It travels 50 meters in a second. It's kind of fast, but you're not fast to see the sound, alright? See, it sounds very fast. Now, those are the 4 basic minimums, alright? So, of course, that's not all, because we also have a extra guy coming in, alright? Ooh, who could it be? Alright? New person, cold unexpected, right? It just randomly entered your class, and guess who it is? It is the transverse waves, alright? Yep. 3rd type. That's great. Now, it's basically the same, however, they are perpendicular, which means they always move to the right. Alright, basically they're tilted. This transverse, because it's tilted to the right. Alright. Now, it doesn't really change much. It still has an amplitude, still has a frequency, still has a wavelength, still has speed. Alright, it's not that much different, but it has 2 things now. Number 1 is the crest, which is here. It's the top, alright? It's the crest. The crest is basically the very top of the wavelength. And, of course, everything has an opposite, positive and opposite, reactions. So, of course, we've also got, can you see this? Yep, you absolutely can. The trough. Alright, sorry for my terribly bad handwriting. So the trough is, obviously the bottom. If you're confused what a trough is, it's the bottom of a wavelength, or it could be a little large, long bowl that people used to feed farm animals, maybe horses or pigs or cows and stuff. So yeah, that is basically transverse waves. It's basically like a mildly interesting student. He doesn't have much to his name, but well, you ask him, you'll be mildly surprised. Alright, like, oh, okay, that's new. So yeah, that was my video about the characteristics of waves and transverse waves. Alright, bye. I'm out. Please subscribe.